Hello, everyone. I am Troy Thiel. I am with the Real Broker Group in Madison, Wisconsin, and I have tons of pleasure to speak with Copeland Casati today with Green Modern Kits. We are going to talk about fantastic work that she and the Green Modern Kits team are doing. I'm a big fan of Prefab Modular and love working with the Offsite Dirt Group and with good people like Copeland to help inform others about how for future housing needs and existing housing demands, how prefab and modular and SIP and so many other passive housing, so many other great techniques are here, and we've got good people working on them that can help our future housing needs. So without further ado, Copeland, thank you so much for signing on.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so why don't I just get out of the way and let you explain a little bit about Green Modern Kits and what you do and kind of your story and what got you started.
Thank you. Well, I'm very urban and I'm very rural. I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, but I also and my husband comes from families with farms. So when we had children, we wanted to, create our own family farm and give our children the connection to the earth that we both had grown up with. So we started looking for land, and we found a beautiful piece of land, but there was no home. And so, of course, I looked around the marketplace, and I had criteria just like I had for the land. And if it was beautiful, it was not energy efficient. And if it was energy efficient, I didn't really like it. And if I loved it, it was beautiful and energy efficient, I couldn't afford it. Mm-hmm. So I kidnapped some architects and gave them the criteria that it had to be energy efficient, it had to be passive solar, it had to be small footprint, and that I really wanted it to be affordable so that people could afford to live in beautiful homes that worked. And that's how Green Modern Kits, Green Cabin Kits, and Green Cottage Kits were started.
Mm-hmm. And what is your website for your group?
Well, it's greenmodernkits.com and greencabinkits.com. And those are our two modern sister sites. And then we have a very traditional, looks like it was designed 200 years ago for the classic enthusiasts. But that is equally passive solar and energy efficient. And that is greencottagekits.com.
Yeah, and you speak obviously from experience in designing for yourself, and you have a true passion about sustainability. What do you love about the product that you live in, and B, kind of what you're providing for others?
I wanted the consistency of the structural insulated panels, and clients have chosen to take our designs and maybe use another alternative. I actually have one project that was completed in hempcrete, but across the board, to give them a solution where the quality is going to be great, the energy efficiency is going to be great, the design is beautiful and it works, and to be able to offer that to everyone across the United States was my goal. And since then, we don't pump out volume. It's more people coming to us with a need, and completed projects in the Pacific Northwest, in northern eastern United States, in New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, all over. So it's been a really fun journey.
Very cool. And you're able to, through your process, work with those clients that might not be near where you're at, and have link the project to manufacturing sites.
So we work with two manufacturers that are of excellent quality, so that because again, in terms of like emissions, I wouldn't want to have a project in Washington State have their panels shipped from Virginia. But both both partners are excellent quality, and I've really been blessed to work with them.
So, and in prepping for the conversation here, besides your great website, I know you've got a lot of adaptability for every project, right? I mean, what is kind of the range of some of that adaptability that you can use with your clients?
I mean, it's with the prefab, you get this consistent quality and design, but every site is completely its own unique, specific self. So it's been really fun to see the different challenges and things that have happened on every project that have been so different.
Yeah, and affordable home ownership. There's beauty in the small. Jane Jacobs said, right? So so your family home that's behind you, how large is that house?
This is a Casa Ti from Green Modern Kits, and it has just been great. I love that I have now been living in my own prefab for about 20 years. We've raised our children here, and they are designed. The small footprint is designed to still accommodate any years where it was a bustling, kids and friends and craziness with lots of chickens and donkeys. And now that we are at this age and the kids are in college, there's a lot of remote, teleworking with a husband who is on a conference call into his job in DC right now.
Okay.
And,
yeah.
So it's really served our family, and I hope all of the families that have lived in, one of our
very cool
designs.
So,
well.
In terms of current activity, how many inquiries are you handling at any one time? And what's your most recent project that's completed?
Like, not surprisingly, in the construction industry, we have our busy season, and now things are tapering off. With winter approaching, although it is 80 degrees today, but
yeah,
it is October. And currently we have 2 projects. So we really only do, 1 or 2 at a time. And I think it's because it's a special combination that comes together for one of our projects to happen. It has to be a client who gets it, who has the initiative to go down the rabbit holes of passive solar and energy efficient construction materials and structural insulated panels. And then they have to find the contractor. And that's a huge hurdle for us, is contractors who just want to do what they know. And they just want to do stick built. And they don't want to learn more about structural insulated panels or passive solar design. And they say, no, I can build these 3 houses, just choose one of mine instead of something new. And so that's our biggest hurdle. And I'm okay with that, because when I finally do get a contractor on board who starts the process at the end of the project, I love hearing their perspectives of, wow, why aren't we doing this in our area? Wow, my own contractor, he called me the day he erected the panels. He was like, normally I brace them and and this thing will and he just smacked it. He called me and you heard that smack, and he was like, this is solid. And I was like, well, what were you expecting?
That's really cool. So we talked earlier about using your home behind you as an example. So in the winter, that's radiant heat, right? And then you also have the old wood stove, right?
Yes. So we found an old antique cook stove that we dragged into the center of the house, and that's what heats our entire home. And the crazy thing is that the firebox is literally just like this big, and that
Uh-huh.
fits our entire house.
Yeah. Can you cook Jiffy Pop on the top of that? Is that one of those that you can cook stuff on top of it while it's running?
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's how we make my oven is on all day long.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you go.
So
There
I
you
make
go.
all the good stews and roasts.
So as Green Modern Kits and Green Modern Cabins, what do you have next phases or next thoughts about how you take the business the next step?
I have I've had dreams of scaling up
Mhm.
and just pumping out volume, and I could do that, and
Mhm.
we can do that. I mean,
Mhm.
um, but I also appreciate the journey of really working one project by one project and
Yeah.
hearing their stories. And I'm actually about to publish on a West Virginia project that I need to get over my writer's block to publish in the next week or two. Um, but I, if I do scale up immensely, you would kind of lose the integrity of the site story. So
Yeah.
we're happy with the way things are
Oh
going.
yeah, yeah, very cool. Well, and your website really tells a great story too. In our last few minutes, is there anything we haven't covered that you'd kind of like to talk about?
I think if it's a little off topic, but
Mhm.
if but connected, because I think I want people, whether you're urban or rural, to be thinking more about true sustainability. I am a little disappointed by sustainability peers with their perspectives on how to grow, just like I was talking
Mhm.
about green modern kits and green
Mhm.
cabin kits and green
Mhm.
cottage kits. You want to scale, but is scaling good for your health or bad for your health? And,
Mhm.
we talk about the housing crisis, which is valid, but also talking about affordable home ownership and making more with less instead of abundance.
Mhm.
There's a lot to be said with living within your means and being gentle on the earth to protect acreage that is zoned farmland. I challenge my sustainability peers
Mhm.
to not just stand up in zoning meetings, shouting for more density, but to shout for protection of farmland.
Yeah, agreed. It's funny. We share a little bit of similarity. My father grew up on a farm, and his dad was one of 11 kids, and there was another
Mm.
family farm. And when I visited as a little boy in the early 70s, there was the little farmhouse, and then there were seven little cottages where the extended family, the siblings and their partners, were living, and their first 10 acres were subsistence human farming for human consumption directly. So
Yes.
it's everything old is new again. And I think
Mm-hmm.
about windmills, and I remember seeing the wind for the pumps, so for water.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we can learn from the past and adopt for the new. Do you have anybody in one quick question, have any of your projects been people that are buying rural and can't find labor? And so this answer is really good to get people on site.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of clients who, fall in love with the landscape
Mhm.
and then can't find the 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 labor
Mhm.
nearby. And
Mhm.
so they usually find a contractor in the closest
Mhm.
town, and then they can provide the labor, but it's not um, the whole package. And
Mhm.
so getting our prefab house kit helps that.
Oh, very cool. What,
Yes.
so if one quick question, then and then we should probably wrap up. What is the time frame start to finish from when the kid arrives to the completion of the home?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, once the order is placed,
Hmm.
and again, it depends on where you are in the construction timeline of the busy season, because you
Hmm.
might place your order with us, and then guess what? There are a few people in line ahead at the factory. So you have to get in line at the factory. But then delivery can be anywhere between, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And once the structural insulated panels are on site and your contractor has their crew ready to go, it's just days.
Yeah.
Until you have the shell. I think I have to look at my blog, but I feel like I was weatherproof in about 6 days.
Yeah, that's amazing. Custom builders, here, unless it's traditional large builders, and those folks here in Madison, custom builders, you have to wait a year and a half, 2 years just to get them to your site. After contracting with them, because there just aren't that many. That's the major challenge. So, well, this has been a lot of great learning. Again, folks, go to greenmodernKits.com to learn a lot more, and we'll load up and have the producers put links to all of this.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, anything else we should cover before we end our?
Well, going back off topic.
Yeah.
I love to jump around. I would say if I were thinking about urban areas, I love a nice cottage court and lot divisions for more housing types, but without soil and without resiliency, you have not a thriving community.
Yeah.
And I would encourage, if you're doing multifamily housing, instead of arguing for more build percentages on a lot, you should be protecting and increasing the soil-based unbuilt area and putting in gardens, because when we've seen a lot of challenges in recent years, and I just don't. I hope that people are not paving over their soil with balconies and storage lockers and pools and fire pits when they could be enhancing their residents' lives through resiliency.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, there's been I've seen firms from my Seattle A's cottage company, Ross and Linda did fantastic design like that way. My friend Steven and the Green Hammer Group out of Portland really prioritize that. They've got a project called Tillamook Road, which is multifamily, so it's stacked housing that has done amazing things. So we have examples of what you're saying. So, but you also
same thing for sunlight. Sunlight is not an infinite resource. Like, you don't be a bad community person by shading out your neighbors.
Agreed. Yeah, that's really cool and well said. I was super excited when I did go to the Green Hammers in Portland. I took a tour a couple weeks ago of Going Street Commons, which is a prefab built duplexes, and there's one single family. Their bike locker, a group bike locker, which was awesome because Portland's such a cycling city, and as a cyclist, I loved it. So, well, you have so many great answers for folks that are looking for options. So check out Copeland's website. Copeland, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to Richmond. Copeland knows a good friend of mine, Mark Olinger. They're involved in planning down there, so I need to get down and visit you guys and see some of your stuff.
Please do.
Yeah,
please do.
All right. Well, great. I will end the recording now, and then thanks again, Copeland.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.